Right, hello everyone and welcome back. So today I am in Real Madrid Cemetery. The reason why I'm here is I'm a member of quite a lot of Facebook groups. So I'm from Kirkdale and there's a page called I'm from Kirkdale. And it throws out a lot of historical stuff that I didn't know. And I love reading about it. So I joined more groups. I joined like a Tocky one, a Wavertree one, you know, whatever area in Liverpool I've joined. And there's a Wallasey one. And someone put a photograph in there of a grave. And it turns out it's the grave of the very first manager of Real Madrid here on Merseyside. So the name of him is Arthur V. Scott Johnson. Now he was born in Ireland in 1878. His early life is very muddy, there's not much information. And there's no exact date of when he moved to Madrid, but he moved to Madrid and he became one of the first players of Real Madrid in 1902. So Real Madrid was formed in 1902 by Presidents Julian Palacios and the Madrids brothers. Now what gets me is, he's classed as the very first Real Madrid manager, but he didn't become manager of Real Madrid until 1910. But Real Madrid were formed in 1902. So back then, Spanish football was very amateurish. So how it works out is they had like local leagues, and if you won your if you come, as I don't know if you have to win the local league or you come in high enough in the local league, then you go through to the Copa del Rey. So Madrid and Barcelona were in different parts of Spain. So there was no guarantee that they played each other because they weren't in the same league. So they had this until the formation of La Liga in around 1944, 1945, somewhere around that area. But management then, it was done by the senior players and the presidents of the club. So there's no manager on the sidelines telling you what to do. They'd say who's playing and you went and played. In 1910, Arthur Johnson became the manager of Real Madrid. And how he ended up in Madrid was he was looking for work. So he moved from Ireland to Madrid. The exact date's unknown, but I reckon around 1896 to 1900 maybe that he moved there. And he got himself some work with a engineering firm there, and they became integral into Madrid's first modern sewage system. So he was a part of that. His life's fascinating. You know, there's a massive rabbit hole you can go down with this fella, but I'm trying to bat through all the things that made him the man he is, was, and became. So in 1910 he became manager of Real Madrid until 1920. Now, that's when Real Madrid started getting its identity. It was all down to Arthur Johnson. He transferred his engineering background into football, and it worked. He was the first manager to come up with set plays. He was the first manager to come up with formations. He came up with the pyramid formation, 2-3-4, 4-3-2, however you want to do it. But that's how much of an influence he had on Real Madrid. So to this day, the foundations that he set then, they still work off today. Now, it was hard finding his grave. I've been here 3 times and couldn't find it. He left his job as Real Madrid manager in 1920. And sometime between then and 1929, when he died, he moved to Wallasey. Now, there's no exact date of when he moved here, but he ended up in Wallasey. Now, because Ireland was part of Great Britain back then, he classed himself as English. So I think the reason why he moved to Wallasey was It was close enough to Ireland to actually not be in Ireland, know what I mean? You know, you can throw a stone to Ireland from here. You can't, but it's quite close. And I think that's why he moved to Wallasey. Now, the reasons for him moving here vary between he had ill health. I don't think that's the case. I think he's a fit and healthy man. He died of pneumonia. Anyone can get pneumonia, and back then it was pretty much a death sentence. I reckon he moved here for work. He's a grafter all his life. Obviously, at an early age, he wanted to work and took himself off to Madrid to chase his dream, which he did, and then some. So I think once his career come to an end at Madrid, bear in mind he'd still be under 40 then. You know, he's got his whole life to look forward to. I think he come looking for work. He's got that massive engineering background. He's got 2 massive football clubs in Liverpool and Everton. Okay, he wasn't part of that, but that might have been a reason why he come here. And he died here, unfortunately, 1929. As I say, he contracted pneumonia and he passed away. He passed away in a local road, which is literally down the road that way. I've just been there. It's on the screen now. 15 Rulleton Road was his house. Absolutely no sign of him living there. The people that probably lived there probably don't even know that, you know, this legend of a man lived in that house. And I think he died in that house. I don't think he died in hospital. Again, the records are very sketchy on it. I think Wirral Borough Council need to have a look at this and maybe get a plaque up there, one of them blue plaques. Because this is massive. This is a massive piece of history for Merseyside, you know. And after all the looking and searching for this grave, I finally found it. And he's just here. It's only a small one. So we just walk between these 2 graves here. This little one here, this little book. It says, in loving memory of Arthur Vere Scott Johnson, who died 23rd of March 1929, aged 50. 50 years in God's keeping. And then next to it's got Andrew's beloved wife, Ada Frances Johnson, died in Canada, 13th of April 1961. So she died quite a long time after her husband. Now it's very unclear of what happened after his death, why his wife moved to Canada. Maybe she was just totally distraught and wanted to get out the country, and she ended up in Canada, where she lived out the rest of her days. Obviously, she must have got brought back to be buried with her husband. They did have one child who was born in Madrid, so she'll be in Spanish. But yeah, it's been really interesting chasing that one up. I found out a lot of stuff about it, and I could go on for hours and hours about it, but you haven't got time for that. So I'll try and keep it to around 8 to 10 minutes. But yeah, that grave needs a clean up. I'm going to see if I can clean that up. I've really enjoyed researching this one. It's been fascinating just digging into the life of Arthur. You know, it's a short life, but he squeezed a lot into it, tell you. And to leave the legacy that he has in football, you know, it's amazing what he's done. So I'm open to a lot more of this. Just finding this was, you know, it's an absolute gem to find this in Merseyside, it was. And I'm glad I've paid the visit. I've been here 3 times trying to find a grave, and I've only just found it today. So, yeah. As you see, it's only a small one, but I've really enjoyed doing it. If you want to see more like this, please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing a lot more. Let me know if you know anything about Arthur Johnson that I could add, because there's tons and tons of stuff that I have left out. But I thought to bring the important stuff, like where he was born, how he ended up where he did, what he'd done while he was there, his death, and his legacy. That's what I've tried to bring into this video. and I hope that's come across as well as I could do. I could do better, I know, so if you want to slate me in the comments you can, but yeah, I'm trying my best. Yeah, so leave me comments, give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you at the next one, okay? Speak to you soon, bye now.